Okay, hello everyone.
Hello.
So, thank you for volunteering for my last session of my certification. Very
Very
excited.
exciting.
Okay, well, I just we'll start with a check-in as usual. I'll just ask everybody to tell me a little bit about how they're feeling today, how they slept, maybe what their stress level looks like at the moment. And if there's any physical limitations that I should know about today or in general. And then we'll go into the exercises. So as usual, I'll do the first exercise with you, and then I'll demonstrate the following exercises, and you can do them after me. And then we'll do as much tremoring as we want to or as we can in the next hour. We're going to try and keep the session under an hour. So if that's okay with all of you, I'll just invite whoever wants to go to start popcorn style.
Crazy day running around from Montreal, driving down here, kind of zooming all over the place. So this is the first time to decompress today. So I'm looking forward to that. But feel good. Have a slight issue with torn meniscus in my knee, which sometimes bothers me, sometimes does not. So I'll only find out when we get into the exercises. But other than that, all good.
Okay, great. So as we talked about earlier, we'll just adjust if you need to. So just pay attention. If you have any pain, let me know, and we'll find an alternative. Good.
I'll check in next. I also have been running around today. Well, more like sitting, but like going from meeting to meeting. Feeling like stiff, just like back neck in here. But yeah, looking forward to just a little time without my mind racing.
Sounds good.
I've been up since 4. I ended up doing a bunch of, I did the Giten Tonkov, the second module, and I mean, as I'm doing these exercises, I'm noticing how stiff I am, and in a lot of places. So, I mean, I guess I'm looking forward to this just because I find this helps. I've been very tired. I was napping this afternoon, well, probably because I was up so late, and have really had a very semi-productive day, which is a little frustrating. But generally, I feel okay.
Okay.
Other than my finger almost falling off.
She had some circulation issues earlier today. And just FYI, the Giten Tonkov course is biodynamic breathwork. Okay, and then physically today, anything?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm stiff.
Stiff. Just
I'm
everywhere?
stiff. Well, yeah, I did some exercises too. Well, I have the stiffness in the pain in my upper thighs and stiffness in my hips, and probably from the arthritis.
Okay.
Bit around the shoulders.
Okay. So same thing as usual, as I said to John too. If there's any pain at all, let me know and we'll make adjustments. And you activate quite easily. So if there's any exercises that you'd rather just not do today, that's fine. Okay.
To whom are you speaking?
To you.
Okay, right.
Yes. All right. Well, to everybody in general, but I mean, I think Katie needs more activation than the two of you because you have a little more experience. So, all right. So if you're ready, we will start exercise number 1. So just if you need to adjust your camera at all, please do so. Maybe John, if you could maybe just put the chair in. Yeah. Perfect. All right, so for exercise number 1, just a reminder that this is a grounding exercise. And the idea of the exercise is to get a little bit of a stretch in the ankles. And as we're transferring our weight from one side of the foot to the other, just trying to really bring our attention into the contact between our feet and the ground. Just really bring your attention into your feet as much as possible. So we're going to start. Good, Katie? We're going to start this exercise with the feet about shoulder width apart. The knees soft. I'm just going to slowly transfer the weight onto the outside of one foot and the inside of the other foot. If you need to coordinate it with your breath, just as you take an out breath or an in breath, just transfer your weight slowly to the outside of the other foot and the inside of the first foot. Just really trying to pay attention to what part of your feet are connecting with the floor. We'll do one more on either side. Back to the middle and shake it out. So for exercise number 2, you're going to come to the wall, perpendicular to the wall, putting one hand about shoulder height just for balance. You're going to take one foot behind you, can put it in the air if you want, doesn't matter which foot. And the foot that is not raised, you're going to be trying to tire your calf here. So here we're looking for a 7 on 10 in terms of fatigue. So for those of you who don't remember, that just means that we're starting to feel fatigued, but we're not having any pain at all. And so you're just going to start raising and lowering on one foot. Mom, I'm just going to demonstrate.
Oh, sorry.
So raising and lowering on one foot until you feel that you've fatigued your calf up until a 7, and then shake it out and do the other side. You can either turn around or just stay in the same direction. Doesn't matter. So just a reminder, the back foot shouldn't have any weight on it at all. Bless you.
Bless you.
And if you find you're having a hard time fatiguing, just a reminder that you can either go slower or not bring your heel all the way to the ground. That can help fatigue faster. Is that okay on your knee, John?
Yeah, it's fine.
think you have very strong legs, don't you, John, from running?
Yeah. Pretty,
Yeah.
I'm taking too long.
Great. Okay. So for exercise number 3, Mom, are you going to be using the chair for this one?
I don't know. Show us what it is, and then I'll.
Okay, so this is the one
You never remember the order.
we're trying to fatigue the
Oh, right.
the quads, the hamstrings, and bum.
I'll do the floor.
You'll do the floor. Okay. John, I'm not sure which one you're more comfortable with, but I'll demonstrate both. You guys can choose. So if you're doing it on the floor, you're just going to bend over, keeping the neck soft. You're going to put your hands just in front of your feet and take one foot about 2 feet behind you. And you don't want to put any weight on this foot. So I would recommend just being on the tippy toe there. And you want to just make sure you're keeping the knee aligned with your ankle. Just going to lower the bum a little bit and raise it. Lower it and raise it until you hit a 7 on 10, and you're looking to fatigue the front leg. So is that how you usually do it, John, or do you want me to show the wall version?
That'll work. I can try that.
You try it like that?
Yep.
Okay, so if you have any pain in your knees, I can show you the wall version, and you can do both knees at the same time. So just let me know. Okay? So just reminding you to keep your neck soft. Bend over, put your feet on the floor, or your hands on the floor, and 1 foot behind you. Paying attention to the alignment between your knee and your ankle. Looks good. How is it, John?
It's fine, but I'm not. I just try and go down and then up.
You don't have to go down that far, and maybe your back leg is a bit too far back.
Okay.
It doesn't, yeah. So start with your legs straighter to start off with. Bring your bum up, basically. Yeah. And then lower down, and just keep your head soft. Keep your neck soft. Just let your head hang down, John. Yeah. You just want to be lowering your bum. How is it feeling for you, John?
Feels good. Like a good stretch. Good work.
And you're feeling it in which leg?
My left leg.
Your left leg?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So Katie, just watch for the alignment with your knee. Yeah. Where are you feeling the fatigue, Katie?
Yeah, my quad and
Okay.
mostly my quad.
Okay, I'll just get you to stand up and shake it out before you switch legs. Yeah. Okay, just a reminder to keep the neck soft there, John. Yeah. And if you're finished before the others, just take the time to continue grounding yourself. Just bring your attention into your feet. Katie, do you feel like your back leg is working?
No,
No? Okay.
no.
Okay, just careful with the knee alignment there. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's right. And if you find you're not fatiguing fast enough, Katie, I would recommend not bringing your bum down so far. How's it going, John?
Good, good.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I really feel it.
Sorry?
I really feel it.
Okay. So just try and pay attention to where your 7 is. Don't go past there. Are you feeling some fatigue?
Yep.
So I would stop there. Yeah. All right. Great. So just a reminder about the fatigue. The number 7 is if you start feeling the fatigue, that's enough. You don't need to go beyond starting to feel it. Okay. All right. So exercise number 4. We want to get a little bit of a stretch in the inner thighs. You're going to take your feet maybe about a meter apart or wherever you start to feel a little bit of stretch. You're just going to bend over from the hips, keeping the neck soft. And you can, if you can reach down to the floor, it's fine. If you can only reach this far, that's fine too. And just put the 2 hands in the middle between your feet and take 3 deep breaths here. When you're done, walk your hands over to one side. Take 3 deep breaths here. Walk your hands over to the other side. 3 deep breaths here. Back to the center, and you're going to reach your hands through the middle with the palms facing downwards. And 3 deep breaths here. Then come up slowly and shake it out. So just bend over from the hips and keeping the neck soft, keeping the knees soft as well. Just take 3 deep breaths there. When you're done, just walk your hands over to one side as far as you can without straining. Take 3 deep breaths there. And walk your hands over to the other side as far as you can without straining. 3 deep breaths there. And back to the middle. And reaching the hands through the legs with the palms facing down or whatever you can manage. 3 deep breaths there. You may notice some shaking already. If you do, that's okay, as long as you're okay with it. And when you're done, just slowly come back up. And shake it out. We're not quite done yet there, Mom. Oh, it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay. There's one more, but you can leave it like that. It's fine.
Okay. I'll just do it here.
Okay, great. So exercise number 5, we want to be getting a stretch in our psoas muscles. So the groin here. So for this exercise, I'll show you from the front and then from the side. So you take your feet nice and wide. It can be shoulder width or wider. And from the side, looks like this. You're going to put your hands as if you're putting them in your back pockets of your jeans. You're going to tuck the pelvis under and lean forward over your knees. And then the top of your torso, just lean it back. So we want to be making sure that we're not putting any strain on the neck or the back. So just feel into that for yourself. see where the best position is. And you want to feel a stretch here. Keeping the mouth hanging open, you're going to take 3 deep breaths here. When you're done, you're going to push one of your hips and knees forward and look over the opposite elbow. You should feel a stretch in the opposite psoas here. 3 deep breaths here with the mouth open. Then back through center, then push the other hip and knee forward. Look over the opposite elbow. 3 deep breaths here. Back to center. 3 deep breaths here. And then shake it up. All right, so taking the legs nice and wide. Checking in with your neck, Mum, to see if you're straining or not.
I don't feel like I am.
Okay, that's perfect. So just start, Katie. You want to tuck in, keep the knees soft, and tuck in the pelvis. That's right, and then push forward over the knees. It's like you're bending the whole knees forward. Yeah, and then bring the top of the torso back. Do you feel the stretch in the psoas there?
Yeah.
Okay, so just leaving your mouth hanging open. Taking 3 deep breaths there. How's that for you, John? You feel the stretch in the psoas?
Yep.
Okay. So when you're done with those three breaths, you want to push forward with one hip and one knee and look over the opposite elbow. Making sure that you're feeling the stretch in the opposite psoas. Remembering to leave the mouth hanging open. 3 deep breaths. When you're done, back through center. Push the other knee and hip forward. Look over the opposite elbow. Keeping the mouth open. 3 deep breaths here. And back through center. 3 final deep breaths in the middle. And then come back up and give it a good shake. Great. Okay. So, John, I'm not sure if you want to keep your mat there or if you want to just remove it for the wall sit so you don't slip. I'm not sure what's better in that situation.
Okay.
For the wall sit, just I just don't want your feet to slip if you.
Right. No, that's good.
That's good
Thank
like that? Okay, so let me know if the wall sit is hurting your knees and we'll do what we said. If it hurts your knees, you can sit on the chair and just do isometric. Yeah. Okay, so for exercise number 6, we're looking to fatigue the quads. We're just going to come up against the wall, keeping the feet in line with the hips. Just going to lean back on the wall, making sure that we see the ends of our toes. And we're going to look for our 5 on 10. So 5 is where you could just sit there forever. Feels like you could just sit there forever. And then when you stay there, you realize you went up to a 7. So when you get up to your 7, you just move up the wall a little bit. If you need to, you can adjust your feet and hang out there until you get to a 7 again. And just keep doing it that way. If ever you need a rest, you can just come off the wall for a second or 2 seconds, take a rest, and then come back. We're going to be doing this for 3 to 5 minutes. And then when you're done with that, you're going to come off the wall. I'm just going to lean forward, neck soft and just hang there for 30 seconds to a minute. So I'll guide you through the whole thing, and then at the end, give it a good shake, as usual. All right. So just coming to the wall, take a seated position on the wall. As far up or down as you need. So just check with your feet and make sure they're aligned with your hips. John, it looks a little bit wide. Your feet. Yeah, there you go. Okay. And just make sure you can see the ends of your toes. Just try and tune into the body and see what you feel. If you're noticing anything happening already, if you can find out how you know what number you're at on your scale from 1 to 10. Just try and tune into that. So are you noticing anything there, Katie?
Yeah,
What are you
just
noticing?
just fatiguing.
Just fatiguing?
A little bit of jiggling actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
John?
Good. I can feel it getting a pretty good burn here.
Okay, so we're not looking for a burn. We're just looking for a little bit of fatigue. So if you're starting to feel burn, that sounds like maybe you're passing your 7. So just maybe move up the wall a tad.
Okay. Okay.
We're just looking to fatigue the muscles. I know it's I think because you jog or you run, maybe you're used to pushing yourself. Is that possible?
Yeah, a good ski exercise.
Yeah. So this isn't an exercise. This is a tough one for people who are athletic. A tough to find the line between where's fatigue and what and trying to do exercise basically.
Yeah.
I find that line hard though too, and I'm not the least bit athletic.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a skill. Learning where our 7 is a skill, and it's
Yeah.
something that's like, I think one of the strengths of TRE is to develop that because it helps us recognize our limits, not only when we're doing our TRE exercises, but also in life. So what would you say you're at, John, on the scale from 1 to 10?
6.
6? Okay. What about you, Katie? Are you resting now? I can't tell.
No, but I've moved up quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. I say I'm back to a 5.
Okay. Are you still noticing any tremoring?
No.
Okay. And Mom, what about you?
I feel I'm stuck on 5 or 6 here.
Okay. But you are tremoring.
Yeah.
Clearly. Okay. That's fine. So I believe we've been doing this for about 4 minutes or so. So if anybody feels like they're done with this exercise, you can come off the wall and bend over. If you feel like you need a little more activation, you can stay. And just bend over and either touch the floor or let your arms hang, whatever is most comfortable. Keeping the neck soft. you haven't had it yet, you may notice some tremoring coming in. If you find this too tiring, you can come up anytime. If you want to stay down a little more, that's fine. If you come up, give the whole body a good shake. Great. Okay, so just invite you guys to change your camera angles so that I can see your mats. Yeah, just bring your mat closer, Mom.
I can't even see myself.
Just bring your mat closer. I can see it's fine.
Yeah, my feet. Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Perfect. All right, do you have enough room to stretch your legs out, Katie? Could you angle yourself
You need
maybe
to.
the other way so I can see? Yeah, that would be good. Yeah. There you go.
Perfect. You just have to wait for a bit.
Great. Good.
Okay, you go. Off you
Why
go.
don't you just put her back on the couch?
You know why it is? It's dinner time. I forgot to feed her before.
Okay.
And she has an internal clock.
Yeah.
Mind you.
Hang on,
Yep.
Mia. It won't be long. Okay. All right. So, all right. So I'll just remind you all before we start about the rests. So any time during the session, if you feel like you need a rest, you can just stretch your legs out to this position with your legs stretched out flat or putting them in the butterfly position. Katie, I would invite you just go into rest. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So, and then if you ever need to stop, bring the session to a close, same position with your legs outstretched, but pointing your toes up to the ceiling. We'll bring the session to a close. So you can just take a few minutes now or take a minute or so to just sort of feel into the body. Just notice the support of the floor under your body. Maybe take a mental snapshot of how you're feeling right now. Check in with your body sensations, your emotions. Check in with your mind, see if it's busy, if it's quiet, distracted, present. I'll invite you to check in also and see if you feel more present with your eyes open or your eyes closed. Just whichever makes you feel more present and here. Just choose that for the rest of the session. So when you're ready, I would invite you to bring your bottoms of your feet together in the butterfly position. And raise the pelvis up off the floor, just enough to get a little bit of a fatigue in the psoas muscles. We want to not be using the bum ideally, so if you need to do the bum jiggle the bum jiggle test, you can do that. If your bum doesn't jiggle, it's because you're using your muscles. I'm just going to hold this position for about a minute or so. You might notice some bouncing, some shaking. You might notice a little bit of fatigue in the psoas. If you find you're passing your 7, you can just bring your bum down to the floor again. And then just stretch your legs back out for a rest. Just take another minute here. Tuning into the feeling of the floor under your body again. And when you're ready, you can bring your feet back into a butterfly position, with your feet a little bit farther away from your bum this time. Yeah. And just raise your knees by about 2 inches. You're just going to hold that there for 2 minutes or until you feel like you've hit your 7. So Mom, I see you're activating already. That's fine. Just wanted to remind you maybe to take some more frequent breaks this time.
Okay.
Okay. What are you noticing, John?
Starting to get a little activation and a little tremor going.
Okay. Katie?
Yeah, very small activations, like mini.
Okay. Your legs look very, very, very wide. I don't know if you want to bring them up just a little tad to fatigue them a bit more. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now it's shaking more.
Okay. So I would just invite you, whoever's still activating, to just feel into when you need to bring your legs up a notch. So the signs will be if you feel like you're activated enough or if you feel like you're getting some fatigue, just bring the legs up another 2 inches. If you feel like you're activated enough, you can always put your feet flat and go into the final tremoring position. That's fine too. Mom, I'm gonna just maybe invite you to take a little rest. What are you noticing, John?
I've got a tremor activation in the legs and the arms.
Yeah. I can't see your right arm, but I can see your left arm is moving. Yeah. Is this sort of frequency typical for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How you doing, Katie?
Good. It's like just noticing tremors in just the lower body.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me to know when to go into the position versus activating stuff.
Okay. Well, how strong do you feel the tremors?
Yeah, stronger now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you want, you can test. You can try putting your feet flat and see if you feel like you're activated enough. And if not, maybe bring your feet a little bit closer together. They should maybe be just closer to each other. Yeah. And a little bit farther from your bum, perhaps. There you go. And see how that feels. You can always play with the distance of your knees if you need to feel into where you're finding the tremors. What are you noticing there?
Yeah, like tension in my groin.
Mm-hmm.
Small tremors in my legs
Okay.
and like into my bum too.
Okay. How are you doing, Mom?
I'm okay. I'm sorry about the dog. I don't know how to move her.
That's okay. She's fine. Just leave her. How are you doing, John?
Good. Good tremors in the legs and
Mm-hmm.
the arms, and then it goes into the shoulder, and then it sometimes just stops in the arm and shoulder.
It stops, like
It
the
stops
tremors.
and no, the legs stay continuous, but the shoulder and arms go in and out.
Okay, kind of like coming in waves or something.
Yeah.
I wonder if have you ever tried to put your arms in a different position, John?
No.
Why don't you try and stretch them out like in a T and see what that does? Just give the body a few minutes or a few seconds to adjust.
It stops the tremor.
Sorry, it stops the tremor?
Yeah, in the arms.
Oh,
You know, it's coming back a bit.
yeah. Sometimes it takes the body a while, like up, maybe 30 seconds to adjust to the new position.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so it's actually starting again.
Yeah. How are you doing, Katie?
Good. I started noticing what I thought was maybe tremors coming into my stomach,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like very, very subtle.
Okay. So I think I'm going to just invite you all to take a rest simultaneously. Just stretch your legs out. And then just try and feel into the body and notice what you're feeling now compared to when you were activated. See if there's if the energy feels different. See what's happening in your mind. Check in see if there's any motions there. Check in with your breath. Whenever you're ready, you can come back into the tremoring position if you want to keep tremoring. If you want to stop there, that's fine as well. And so we have about maybe 3 minutes left to tremor. So just continue. If you want to stop anytime, that's fine. So maybe just try and check in with your body and see if there's any part of your body that you're noticing is not tremoring. Just try and bring your attention to that. And see if you can just with your intuition try and come up with some different position that might help invite the tremors to that place that's not tremoring. That can be turning your head to the side. It can be putting your arms in a different position. It could be stretching out one leg. It could be adjusting the distance of your feet from each other or from your bum. Just experiment a little bit and see what you notice. Did you notice anything, Katie, when you stretched out a leg?
It kind of stopped the whole process
So just a reminder,
on that
anytime
side
you
anyway.
do any adjustment, it's good to give your body time to adjust to the new position. So it could take 30 seconds before the tremors start understanding, the body starts understanding the new position and finds a way to bring the tremors back. So you can play with that. And if you stretch out a leg, you can also play with the angle of the knee that's bent. You can bring it in towards the center line, or you can move it out and see if that helps.
It's really interesting when you make a little change,
Mm-hmm.
different parts of the body get activated. It's really cool.
What did you notice that changed?
Well, usually I put my knee out, but you suggested bringing it in, and suddenly I was feeling like a lot of movement up here
Mm-hmm.
more than before.
Mm-hmm. What about you, John? Did you notice any changes?
Yeah, a little bit when I turned my head a bit to the right, I was able to get tremor further up into my upper back and neck. a little
Yeah,
bit.
I saw that. I noticed that. Yeah.
I also find putting my hands on my head really activates me for
Mhm.
some reason.
So we're going to start bringing the session to a close. So if you want, maybe just try and invite your tremors to slow down a bit.
I'm not accepting the invitation.
When you feel ready, just stretch your legs out. Point your toes to the ceiling. I'm just going to take a couple minutes to integrate here.
Just a few more minutes. Just a few more minutes.
Whenever you're ready, you can just turn over onto one side. Slowly push yourself up into a seated position. If you have any water nearby, you can grab it. Just take a sip. If you don't, you can do it after the session's over. So so I'll just invite you guys again, popcorn style. Mom, do you want to come closer? Because we can't really see your head.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So again, popcorn style, maybe just let me know how you're feeling right now, starting with how you're feeling in your body, if there's anything that's present. So body, emotions, mind, general state. And then a few words about how the session was for you. So whoever wants to start.
Good start.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling a little sleepy. Also distracted by like a bunch of noise outside the door. Yeah, there's like a sense of calm in my body too, like just like a heavy, almost like a heaviness, like a, yeah, just tired weight.
Mm-hmm.
The session was good. It was interesting to just see how my body tremored a bit differently today. And just playing with the different positions of my legs was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And like to sense a little bit coming up into my abdomen was also interesting today. Yeah.
Great. Thanks.
Yeah, I was feeling
How
not
how-
as active.
How are
Sorry?
you feeling now?
Well,
right now?
less activated than I did the last 2 times.
Okay.
Still a little bit activated.
Okay.
Although when we came out of it and I was lying on my side, I did not want to get up. I felt very relaxed.
Okay.
Um,
Can you tell me a little bit more about the now feeling, the activation? What does that mean?
God, I find this so hard. A feeling of a slight feeling, very slight feeling of being a little unsettled, just not, just maybe I was like this before and I just didn't notice it. Maybe I'm noticing it more now after these exercises. Anyways, the exercises were good. I still feel like my activations are, I don't know, not deep enough somehow.
Okay.
I don't know if that matters, and I'm also struggling with my jaw. I was trying to relax my jaw. So I'm spending a lot of focus, just focusing a lot on that. So.
Did you try opening?
Yeah, I've been doing that. I was doing that.
Okay. Okay. Well, again, I mean, I would suggest maybe doing shorter sessions in the future.
Yeah, I will for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Even like 5-minute sessions every day, or even 5-minute sessions twice a day, like shorter at a time.
Right.
Could be more beneficial, maybe.
Okay.
John?
Yeah, it was
How are
really
you feeling now?
I'm feeling a little spacey. A very little, nausea is the wrong word. It's too strong a word, but just a little unsettled in the core.
Mm-hmm.
My head feels a little, kind of like I finished a deep meditation or something. I'm a little spaced. And at the end of the session, I was getting visual distortions. I was looking at the ceiling, and it's a peaked, pointed ceiling, but it somehow appeared flat and at a right angle. It was quite bizarre. And it looked like the fan that's above my head was at a 45-degree angle. It was pretty bizarre.
Very bizarre.
And then it went away. Well, it wasn't disturbing. It was just unusual. I was trying to orient my vision to saying, what's going on? I know that's not a flat ceiling. And I feel kind of rooted to the ground here. And I say I felt like I was in really good hands during the sessions. I felt that your guidance was calming, reassuring, not rushed. It was really nice, I would say. Really reassuring.
Mm-hmm. Great, thank you. I'm curious about because you said two things that sound a little bit paradoxical to me. It almost sounds like you're in a combined state, because you were talking about being spacey, which is, which can be associated with dissociation, or it can be, as you said, you feel like you came out of a deep meditation, because then you also talked about feeling anchored to the ground or rooted to the ground. So that sounds like grounded and simultaneously kind of spacey.
Spacey was perhaps the wrong choice of word. Sort of like a buzz.
Okay.
Vibration.
Okay.
So it would be a better word. Not spacey, dizzy or out of it. Just
okay.
An atmosphere.
So the feeling would be more like the overall result, I guess, from the session would be more grounding, you would say, or?
Yes, I feel like totally rooted to the ground, and I feel a sense of it's hard to describe. My body seems somewhat vibrating. but minutely, just kind of a buzz, sort of. Yeah, it's not. It's
Yeah.
fun. It's nice.
Well, I guess before I were to close, I would just remind you all that you can contact me, and I would invite you actually all to contact me in the next day or so, and just sort of let me know how you've been feeling since the session. Let me know if there's anything that came up unusual for you, if you've been feeling more activated than usual, if you're feeling calmer than usual. I'd love to know about it. A reminder to drink a lot of water after the session. And yeah, just see if there's anything you need to take care of yourself today. I don't know, it's not a very nice day to go outside here, but I don't know how it is in Ottawa. But yeah, just check in and see if you need anything, a bath, a shower, cuddle with your dog. Yeah, and oh, Mia's very excited to eat. Okay, so I will I will close the session. Thank you guys all again for participating, and I will hope to hear from you tomorrow.
Okay,
Great.
thanks. Yeah.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Okay,
Thanks
bye,
so
love.
much, Kate.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.